Hey guys, THUNDERSTUD here, and today we are looking at a brand new archetype, and that's Fluffal with their boss monsters, Frightfur. So it's pretty much just stuffed animals, and then you take this edgelord here, and then you put him into the stuffed animals, and then you get like crazy possessed demon stuffed animals. So it's Edge Imp Sabris. If this card is in your graveyard, you can place a card from your hand to the top of your deck, special summon him in defense position. Pretty good, he's level 3. Why is he so important? We need him for any of our archetype specific fusions, so he's almost like a tuner. He needs Edge Imp Sabris in every one, so he's our edgelord. We only have 2 of them in the deck, but you are given 3 copies. We just have to level up our boy Sora here a little more, but we also get Fluffal Owl from our level up. We're only at 2, you will eventually get 3, just like Imp. He's a pretty good one too. When it's normal summon or special summon, you get to add a poly. That's pretty good. You can pay 500 life points, fusion summon a Frightfur fusion monster from your extra deck, using monster's hand or field. You can only use one effect once per turn. So if you search your poly, you have to use that poly or that effect only, and if you don't search the poly, you can just pay 500 life points and do the fusion. That way, probably be worth it sometimes to do that, but I like searching. I like thinning the deck virtually most of the time, unless of course you don't have a poly to search, and then that's perfect way to fall back on Owl. Now we only have 3 edgelords, or we only have 2. You will get 3. So to make up for it, we're using Fiendish Rhino, who when he's sent to the graveyard in any capacity, you're going to be able to mill our edgelord. Edge Imp Sabris is his real name, and he can hop out of the graveyard. So it is a little roundabout way to get there. Another way we're compensating is King of the Swamp. He'll obviously count as this boy. He can also count as the second half of Fluffal Bear here. So this guy does take 2 named monsters, while our Tiger here just takes 1 or more generic Fluffal monsters. What does Tiger do? When this card is fusion summoned, you target cards on the field up to the number of fusion materials and destroy them. So he's fusion summoned, that's a 2-pop immediately, and then all Frightfur monsters you control gain 300 for each Fluffal and Frightfur monsters you control. So he'll immediately be 2200 no matter what, because he counts for himself, and then potentially can get a little higher up to maybe 2800. But the pops are where it's at, because you can use more than 2 fusion materials and get more than 2 pops. So you'll see that in the replays, as if 2 pops isn't enough most of the time, really greedy. But then we have our other boss monster, and that's Frightfur Bear. He takes edgelord and Fluffal Bear. When he destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you get to equip that monster to him, and then he gains 1000. He's at 2200, so 1 equip would put him at 3200. So strong little boss monster there. We are tricky with our fusions. Since we have King of Swamp, we can make a bunch of different things. I have a Trishula, which is super easy to make, Brave Neos, and Magellanica. So Magellanica is probably the only one you're really going to use. It is how we use our 2 limit with our boys. Then we have a level 3 XCs, which is pretty important because King of the Swamp is 3, Fluffal Bear is 3, Rhino is 3, edgelord is 3. Edgelord can special summon from the graveyard. If you use Toy Vendor, who Fluffal Bear can search by discarding himself, you can discard Imp, draw a card. If it's a Fluffal monster, let's say another bear, you get a special summon it. Then you can normal summon a 3, special summon your Imp. You have 3 XCs. You can target one of the monsters, destroy him with his effect. Lots of little hidden plays here. But we're just getting started. This is just the tip of the archetype, you can already tell, as by the NPC's decks. They have better things. They have like Fluffal Dog, which is going to let us search edge. They have Daredevil, better boss monsters. So there's definitely a future for this archetype. This is just a taste. Forgot to go over the skill though. We got Bear Parade. What does Bear Parade do? You get to choose one of two effects to use on your Frightful Bear when he's on the field. You can either equip a monster from your opponent's graveyard to him immediately, or if he already has equips, you can give him an extra attack for each equip he has. So, pretty good skill. It's not one of those skills that carries a deck to meta, but it is a very useful and very good skill here. It gives us OTKs, it gives us starters. It's pretty good. So I like fusion decks. I actually realized that with this deck. I was like, a lot of the decks I play are technically fusion decks. I think I'm a fusion guy. So I look forward to the future of this archetype. It's just a little cheesy right now. It's not too great, it's not too bad, but we're getting there. It has a future. So hope you guys enjoy, and thanks for watching. Alright, here we are facing a Seto Kaiba on a win streak of 3, trying to catch a rank up. But we will deny the boy. He's using Ultimate Dragon, still the best skill to use. We got a handful of monsters. We're going to set our Edgelord because he works in the graveyard. He's going to start with a Protector of the Eyes of Blue into a Stone of Legend. Throws the Stone of Legend away to bring out a Blue Eyes. It's also going to give him a Search of the Blue Eyes by sending that specific tuner to the graveyard. That was the old school Blue Eyes cutscene. Search is an even older Blue Eyes. Synchro summons into a Spirit Dragon. Now, I knew the Spirit Dragon was coming. I was ready to scoop. I was already finger on the scoop button because Spirit Dragon could negate my Edgelord. We'd have all sorts of trouble using him as a resource. But he goes into defense position, so I said, okay, what's going on here? Edgelord's going to stay on the field. Then he immediately brings out his Azure Eyes, and I think, okay, we have a shot now. So he wastes his Azure Eyes, he wastes his jump. That jump is good, guys. You use that jump to dodge stuff. Dodge it like effects. So, I mean, he's a better monster to sit out than the Azure Eyes. Anyway, Fluffal Owl into a Poly, the King of the Swamp, and the face down Edgelord into our Frightful Bear. We do in fact have a cutscene for this monster. Shows you how our Edgelord takes over our Frightful Bear, our normal bear, turning him into a Frightfur Bear. We use the Bear Parade. We're going to steal your Blue Eyes to our monster, making us 3,200. And we swing over your poor little Azure Eyes. Then we equip your Azure Eyes to make us 4,200. Fluffal Owl hits you for 1,000 damage. Turns out to be very important. Not very important, but pretty crucial later. You go Spirit of White to banish the Blue Eyes. Destroys my little owl. We take 1,500 now. Let's appreciate how many plays I have here. So we have Bear Parade. We're going to target our bear. He now gets an extra attack for every equip he has. So just using that skill, we could have no cards in our hand. The duel is finished. He could pop out a Blue Eyes. We would destroy it with one swing. Extra swing thanks to the skill and the equip. And we finish him off for 3k. So duel is finished just by using that skill. But we do have an Edgelord in our graveyard, so we could return something like, let's say, our Leo or a Rhino to the top of our deck, summon the Edgelord. We could normal summon Fiendish Rhino, Xyz into our Phantom Knight. Phantom Knight could pop and equip, pop the monster, he'd bring out the Blue Eyes. All sorts of plays we could do, but we don't need it. We could even just normal summon Leo, who gets up to 2,100 when he attacks. He didn't have a Blue Eyes to pop out his white, so we swing once, equip him, swing twice for 4k. We could have swung a third time if we needed to, but we didn't need to. Great stuff, guys. Alright, here we are facing a Joey Wheeler. We're going second. So let's see what our boys got here. We have Zing. We have Sabers, Sabris, Edgelord. We got our Fluffal Owl and a King of the Swamp. We're facing a straight Red Eyes fusion. He sends a Bullblader for a Red Eyes / Dragon. Sets 2 cards. We're gonna normal summon Fluffal Owl. It's gonna search a Poly. He's gonna use an Anguish Pattern. No big deal. We search our Poly. use said poly, keep the owl on the field. Frightful Tiger, that's going to be a 2-pop, because we use 2 monsters. Boom, boom. He's going to chain his Zoma. It's not going to do anything with the Anguish pattern, because the Anguish pattern will already be destroyed. Clear the monster with our little owl. Take a little bit of damage to do so, but no big deal. And then we hit him with Frightfur Tiger. We do have a Zing, so if he gets a bunch more back row, we can take him. He's starting with the Black Stone of Legend to bring out a baby, and calls it a turn. We get another poly, we're going to use that poly. Now this should be... oh, we go with Magellanica. Swing over the baby dragon. It's going to go with Keeper of the Shrine. And then a Red Eyes Lightning. We're going to destroy the Red Eyes Lightning. He top decks a Red Eyes Insight, a fantastic top deck for him, but he searches a return of Red Eyes. Pretty random. Uses this Black Stone. Right back to the hand. And then Wyverns out a Slash Dragon. So a good way to get it back. We get an Edgelord. Now I make a bit of a misplay by attacking the Keeper first. I should have attacked the Slash Dragon first. He would have done the same chain, but then I wouldn't have had to continue my attack on the Keeper. I could have stopped it. Should have done that swing first. That way we wouldn't have triggered the Keeper when we did that. But not the biggest deal in the world. The Keeper's not really doing too much for him. So he gets a Tuning Gum. Red Dragon Archfiend. Swings at Frightfur Tiger. Destroys his own Keeper anyway. Now what are we going to do? We're going to bring out Edgelord by throwing away Bear. Then we're going to normal summon our Edgelord. Xyz into a Phantom Knight who breaks swords. We're going to break his sword by destroying our Zing. That's going to trigger Keeper of the Shrine. No one cares as we swing over him with Magellanica. And then lethal with our Phantom Knights. Great, great stuff, guys. Alright, here we are facing a Yami Yugi. We're going first. We got new sleeves and mats. It's a little candy village on our sleeve. Pretty cool. So we get to normal summon Owl. That gives us another poly. Now we could have just normal summoned Owl, paid 500 and did a fusion. I am not too cool with just leaving a fusion out versus just leaving an Owl out. It's pretty much the same thing, just less resources here. This guy's gonna Lightning Vortex us, and then Dark Magic Veil out a Dark Magician Girl. So we get a Dark Magician Girl cutscene, believe it or not. And then he's going to attack with his 2 monsters. Now we already have a monster follow-up. We bluffed a poly down to 400. We get another bear. We're going to poly all 3. Didn't have to poly all 3. Could have had lethal if I would have saved 1 monster. I thought the default was 1 for some reason, but even if you just do 2, you're going to get 2 pops. So I could have just fused with 2. Normal summoned bear alongside tiger. And then, actually, yeah, that would have been lethal. So we could have hit him for lethal here. I avoid Destiny Draw. So what I'm saying, we could have fused that with 1 less monster, then we would have had a monster to normal summon. We would have hit him for lethal. Doesn't really matter. He's not going to follow up anyway, so we're still going to be able to hit him for lethal with a top deck of a Leo. But yeah, we could have hit him for lethal that first turn, as Frightfur Tiger will always get 2 pops just for the 2 monsters. So I didn't need the 3 monsters. Bit of a misplay. Still get the win. Great, great stuff, guys. Alright, here we are facing a Yami Yugi. We're going first. He's got Dark Magician Girl, Power of Dark. 28 cards though. So we got our Fiendish Rhino. We're going first. So Fiendish Rhino is a very good first turn play. Helps get our Edgelord. He throws away a Drowning Mirror Force for Apprentice Illusion Magician. I gotta believe there was a better card to throw away than Drowning Mirror Force. But swings into our Rhino for us, very good. Mill the Edgelord. We get 3 cards in hand, so we're gonna do a 3 Tiger summon. Now, unlike the other plays, this 3 is actually gonna be crucial and not overkill, as we will destroy 3 cards. We're gonna destroy the Apprentice, the Face Down, and the back row. The back row is Draining Shield. How do you not throw away Draining Shield over Drowning Mirror Force? That's just crazy. And then he scoops. Great stuff, guys. Alright, here we are facing a Yami Yugi. He's on a 3-win streak. We're going second. This is definitely a second turn deck, even though we do have some first turn plays with Fiendish Rhino and Zing. He sets 2. We get Zing, as we were talking about. We normal summon Owl for a search. He goes Book of Moon on Owl. It's a really bad play. So we search another Poly. We're going to use 1 Poly. Imp and Bear are gone. That means we get Bear. We get a cutscene for Bear. Just getting the Edgelord inside him, so he's going all crazy. Spinning out. Now we can't use our skill because we don't meet any of the requirements, but look at the monster we destroyed. We got a Spiritual Beast Pedalfin. So usually people only play one of this in their deck. They're very core as your engine for monster removal in Ritual Beast. So having lost that monster, he does in fact want to scoop. But that's Frightfur Bear. Stealing monsters isn't usually going to single-handedly win you the duel, but it's just unique stuff. It helps versus Blue Eyes, helps in this instance, but still, regardless, it's not going to be our main boss monster for very long. I'm sure he'll just be a tool in our pocket because this archetype will have a future. We'll get more consistency with things like Fluffal Dog. We'll get more boss monsters to do more stuff, and it should be a little more fun. So it's a deck with a future. Softly invest, don't go, or no, it's entirely free to play. Now I'm thinking about it, right? Yeah, no, this is entirely free to play archetype. I should have made a free to play version of this. Maybe we will soon. I didn't realize we didn't get any of this from a box. Pretty cool stuff. So definitely grind it out, guys. I'm sure the rest of the support will be in a box, but grind it out. So hope you guys enjoyed, and thanks for watching.